Welcome to the 7th instalment of this journey across the Premier League series, in which we drop the fascinating history behind all the grounds in the Premier League. Today, we're in the land of Scousers to talk about the fascinating history about Everton and their ground, Goodison Park. Our story starts off in the late 1870s when Everton would first play their matches within the city's Stanley Park. However, this wouldn't last very long, as they would get booted out of the park after the crowds that came to watch the matches were judged to be too large and noisy. Looking for somewhere else to play their games, the club found a new home at Anfield Road, adjacent to Stanley Park. Some major milestones for the club would happen during their stay at Anfield, such as becoming a professional football club and winning their first league title in 1891. But surely the most important of all was their introduction of goal nets, being the first professional football team to do so. Things were looking up for Everton. However, things started to turn sour, with ever-increasing beef between Everton and the ground's owner, John Holding. The club would eventually vacate the stadium in 1892. With no team to fill his ground, Holding decided to form his own team, and the rest, they say, is history, which is certainly something Liverpool fans love to keep telling you about.
Well, when Gerrard slipped and Denver Barr's in here. Out comes Mignolet, but Barr punishes of all people Steven Gerrard.
After leaving Anfield Road, Everton would look for a new place to play their football, and during a club meeting, the then Everton chairman, George Mann, suggested moving to a new site, which a heckler shouted, "You can't find one," in which Mann swiftly responded by saying, "I have one in my pocket," revealing an option to release the mere green field located on the other side of Stanley Park from Anfield Road. The new ground would take its name from Goodison Road, which ran alongside the stadium, with the road being named after George Goodison, who was a civil engineer and local landowner. Once the location for Everton's new home was settled, it was time to build the stadium, with 3 new stands being built, taking the capacity to around 12,000 spectators. The stadium opened on the 24th of August 1892 and would take the accolade of being the world's first purpose-built football stadium. The first match at the stadium was against Bolton Wanderers, in which Everton won 4-2. Despite the stadium initially having 3 stands, these were swiftly replaced in 1895 with a new Bullens Road stand and a new double-decker Goodison Avenue stand in 1905. Now, this wouldn't be an old-school stadium without our Scottish boy, Archibald Leach, getting involved with the stadium, who designed the Goodison Road stand, which was built in 1909. Leach would also lend a hand on upgrading the Bullens Road stand in 1926, in which he added his highly distinctive balcony trusses, which acted as handrails for front row seats within the upper tier of the stand, and are still there today, being one of only 3 grounds in England to still have them. During a visit to Aberdeen to play a friendly, Everton's eyes were caught on the dugouts which had been built for the stadium. The club would use this inspiration to build their very own covered dugouts, being the first team in England to do so. Speaking of first, in 1958, Everton would be the first club to install an undersoil heating system, and it was so effective the existing drainage systems couldn't cope with the melted snow and frost, so the drainage systems needed to be upgraded. Also, in 1971, the club would be the first team in England to install a scoreboard. Crikey, there's more firsts here than an Oxford graduating ceremony. Moving into the modern era, and Goodison Park saw its stands rebuilt over the years, including the Goodison Road stand in 1970. The Gladys Street and Park ends were also upgraded in the 1990s to coincide with the Taylor Report and its recommendation for all-seater stadiums. Now, if you've ever actually been to Goodison Park, you might have had some difficulty in watching the game, with posting your way, or if you're in the away end, not being able to see the sky. Despite its illustrious history and all its firsts, Goodison Park certainly doesn't make it anywhere near top spot for viewing experience. Coupled with the club's ambitions to be a top club again, which includes getting more bums on seats, Everton have decided its long-term future is to lie away from Goodison Park, with the club looking to build a new 50,000-seater stadium within the Bramley Moor Dock, just north of Liverpool city centre. Costing an estimated £500 million, it will certainly be a unique setting to watch football, but given it's situated right next to a wastewater treatment plant, it looks like shite is set to keep following Everton into the club's future. Probably better off staying at Goodison Park in my opinion. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider Gary Wackerting that subscribe button.
Okay, Wacko, lead him out.
Let's fucking kill him!
And join us as we carry on our journey across the Premier League. This has been a civil conversation, and I will see you in the next video.